This conference will now be recorded.
Just that button. Yeah. Just for a second. It won't bite you. It looks like it's gonna. You think it's gonna shock you?
I'll give that one to her.
Oh, got it.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Okay, we'll look at last month's meeting minutes.
That we can't pass because we don't have a quorum there.
No, and I have to abstain. You can. Are there any additions or corrections to the agenda?
There is some new business. Members from Ziba
Okay.
are here to speak about speakers.
Speak about speakers?
The downtown music system. Make a motion to approve that? Or just,
Yes, we'll have to. I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. Meeting minutes from December 19th meeting. Miranda, I have a correction already. It was not on a Wednesday. It was on a Monday. Mhm.
We're never gonna be able to pass these minutes. Because everything has changed. Well, no.
But if we go to a point that the council has approved.
Why would the council have approved these minutes?
No, but we can
He-
still vote.
yeah,
because the
he's just
council
gotta
approved
take
us
his
on the
oath.
board, so we have.
But they weren't at the meeting,
Well,
so
that's okay.
technically, there's never gonna be enough quorum because those people are not on the.
There could be.
I think you can vote, because we had this in the park board, I believe. No, not park board, planning commission, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Matt said that you could vote.
Because they're already.
Even though you weren't there, because somebody voted. I think. One of the new people voted.
Someone was wrong.
You can still vote.
For the minute?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care, but
What happened to
Like she said.
for the minutes?
Well, if Brian was here, did you approve that then?
No, because Dave and I were both gone. And Rich isn't here.
What do you think, Pete? You can hammer us in the paper if we vote?
Oh, yeah. Camera's coming down. I'm Sergeant Schultz on this one.
so I guess I can make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes as amended.
I second
I,
And I will abstain.
sure. Yeah, you can be Tina, then we'll have him.
Okay.
I don't know.
And monthly financial reports and accounts payable.
And up to date, Jim. We're part of everything to date. It is financial.
Is this the new system?
And it is.
Not yet.
Yeah, this is.
This is? Okay.
Isn't this the new system, ain't
It
it?
looks like the other one. She said it was gonna look better.
I think
Yeah, no.
we're still working in the new system.
Plus, remind Kim that she needs to give us financials from like 2 or 3 months because we didn't see them the last 2 or 3 meetings.
So when the software switch.
Mhm. And I can't read this, so
The dark is really hard.
yeah,
to
it's
read.
really hard to read.
I don't recall anything going out, Kurt.
No, they haven't changed.
Okay. Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the financial report and accounts payable for December.
December, yeah. Is there a second? I will second. All in favor?
I,
Opposed? Motion passed. Public hearings, none. Old business, none. New business. Welcome to Bob Hawley and Todd Hamill.
It's exciting.
Woohoo! Don't write on that one. We're just gonna have him speak the oath and then sign.
I'll go make one real quick. Sometime in- Yeah, you gotta read it.
What am I supposed to do?
Just read it.
Raise
Read
your
out
right
loud.
hand and
Oh.
say.
Yep, raise your right
Your
hand
oath.
and then speak it.
I, Bob Hawley, do solemnly swear to support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Minnesota, and to discharge faithfully the duties of the office of EDA of the city of Zumbrota, Minnesota, to the best of my judgment and ability, so help me God.
Excellent.
You have to. Or word.
Okay, Todd, you were already appointed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, election of officers.
I nominate Lindsay to be president.
This was coming.
Second. Third.
Jeez.
Okay,
L, I.
vice president.
Oh, we gotta vote. Oh, I guess we could do it.
We're gonna do them all at
time.
once?
Okay.
We can do them, it doesn't matter.
I
to
don't
me.
know if we
Okay.
have to or not, though. I nominate Terry to be vice president.
Second.
Shut up. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. And I'll nominate Brian to stay treasurer.
I'll second.
Oh, Dave's assistant treasurer? Okay, and Dave is assistant treasurer. I'll make that.
I'll second all that.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll do one big vote. Myself as president, Terry Johnson as vice president, Brian Haugen as treasurer, Dave Dolan as assistant treasurer. Is there a motion for those 4 positions?
Yeah, we made the motion, so we can just vote.
Or just leave it all as each, do you have all the individuals then, Miranda? Okay. Is there a motion to approve those 4 as nominated? No, we did.
Yeah.
All in favor?
There you go. Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passed.
Still looking at you going, we already did
Are you guys sure you wanted me here?
that. You're fine.
You'll figure it out.
The vice president doesn't really.
I have to do that for Todd at every meeting.
Only when I call in sick, then you have to do this.
They're like, you can't say that yet. Well,
It's okay.
Okay, Pete Grimsrud, 2023 Visitor Guide.
You or David contacted you first, but, okay. I'm wondering if you guys want to take part and do something like this again. I don't know for the new people and give a recap. In 2001, it was actually 2000, 2 EDA directors ago, we were approached to do something like this. And it so happens right about the time this came to completion, he left, and I can't remember names, and the new guy came in. Dylan, yeah, and that was a little bit of a challenge. So when we first talked, and I think you were at the last meeting, not the earlier ones, he was interested in doing something like this, and he had talked to me about if we print it, lay it out, and frankly, he said he'd get volunteers for a lot of the material. And then he also talked about distributing these through Minnesota Explorer.
Yeah.
And different sites throughout the state. And in part, that's how we came up with the quantity of 10,000. As it turned out, 10,000 was probably twice as many as what we really, needed. And as far as the material went, I'm glad we did it. The first year is usually the toughest. What helped is EDA subsidized it pretty heavily. And I don't know if David Grimsrud ever got a thank you, but he put together virtually all the material, even though we were told we were going to be given material to put in and set. So we kind of had a vested interest, but I could see the position of where things were last year. And nobody is really ready to do it again. Plus, we had 1 million leftover books. But now as we go into 2023, if we're going to do this, it needs to be started soon. I mean, that's just the reality, because you want this thing to hit in the spring, I would think. And anyway, I don't know what your thoughts are. I do know this, I talked to them, and I don't know if you were at that meeting either, but the idea was EDA was going to subsidize it, and I'd keep prices down to encourage more people to do this.
I put a copy of the minutes from that 2020 meeting in the packet
Okay.
from, I found it September and October. And it looked like EDA currently has, well, it just said how much we had available for promotions. But then you gave prices and how much it costs per page.
So,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Do you have any updated pricing for us?
No,
Moving
because
forward.
I'd have to talk to Steve Tice. And frankly, I don't know how much everybody liked the booklet. I thought it was nice. But we did every page. I mean, it was really nice paper. And there are ways you could save money, and one is not print as many. Another is you could have a nice cover and maybe a lesser quality of paper on the inside. So different things we could do that way. It was a big press run though, and I like the inside, but doing it again, there was discussion. Maybe it didn't have to be this nice all the way through. I certainly do want to stay with the nice cover.
But I think the inside is part of what I like about it.
Okay,
I mean, I've taken those to work and given out to my visitors.
okay,
You know, I like promoting the city of Zumbrota, and I thought this is a great way to do it.
good.
But what we thought about, we had 10,000 of them. Wouldn't we distribute those at the visitor centers as you come into the state on the major?
Yep.
I mean,
And that's what Explore.
But we do stuff like that, so I'm not convinced 10,000 is a terrible number if we had a good distribution strategy.
It ended up being double.
Well, 3 big boxes. I just
Yeah,
mailed a
but we
box
never
to-
took them to those places, did we?
I think, yeah,
Really?
yep, we took,
Yep.
Ron and Sue Cup started with all this, yeah. And then Dylan came around and Dylan was trying to catch up on, okay, what were we supposed to
He
do?
had no idea what was going on, and
Yeah.
Ryan had it all figured out, and Ryan left right as this came to fruition.
the challenge was getting them there.
Yeah.
Because they were so heavy to ship, somebody had to
There's a
physically
whole
deliver
list
them.
of quantities and where they went, just not as many visitor centers requested. They didn't request very many, 10 here, 10.
And I don't know about you guys, but, and I probably should have had David come. And not that this is necessarily included, but he really did come up with the work. And then he would regularly go and stuff. You know that? You'd see him. He'd stuff these all the time. And he said they're going pretty regularly, but when you order 10,000, I mean, there's.
The bridge, because he would stuff it, we stuff it.
From word of mouth that I received, the place who gave away the most and would start asking almost for boxes was it's not a Super 8, America's Best.
Value in.
Yeah, they gave away a lot of them, which isn't a bad thing, really, when you think about it.
To be
So-
expected.
Yeah,
And I think the quality of it was great.
yeah.
Whether you want the same paper inside or not.
But you liked that.
Half the quantities.
I think it's, because the nicer it is, I'm going to hang on to it. And
It set it apart from a lot of the others, and there's a lot of nice booklets out there. The other thing that Ryan talked about doing, but it didn't really happen, and maybe it would be different, maybe city council would want to structure it differently. But the idea is the city was going to take pages, is what I remember. And that didn't really happen. It kind of did, because a lot of the stuff David came up with maybe overlapped, like trail systems and stuff that maybe you would have wanted
It says
anyway.
that EDA has the option to pay for non-advertisement space.
That's what we did with the subsidy. That's what the subsidy
That's what the
covers.
subsidy. So,
For the content.
yeah. But we never really sat down and this is this or this is that. We just, so, anyway, I can, I know I can recoup money based on how I price things. And this isn't exact science, it's just kind of what you were asking. But, and I saw Steve today, but I didn't talk to him about this.
So I guess it would be nice to see maybe a quote, because in my opinion, I would love to see this book continue. It's something that was my
For the
baby from the
project.
beginning.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good thing for our community to,
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much every business has some of them at least and is passing them out to their customers from
But what do
wherever they might
you,
be.
but you don't want to quote for businesses, you want to quote for,
How much
Printing
money
of the
you want?
book.
Yeah, how much money you want from the EDA?
yeah. Yeah, you gave me 5,000 last time. I don't know if you'd want to do half or not even that much.
You said 10,000.
10,000
That's what we
printed.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah,
So the cost was about $9,500 total, and EDA contributed to that.
5,000. I don't know.
54.
Yep.
That was $215 a page, right?
Well, no,
That
that's
was
just what the
advertising.
cost of the advertising for one
I
whole page.
So if
They were less
here's
for
my question.
smaller.
If you kept the
ads.
cost for businesses at $215 per page,
Right.
what is your quote to the EDA to cover the remaining portion of the book?
If I sold
Because I would really
44
hate to see
pages,
that cost go up too much more for businesses.
yeah,
The 5,400 we referenced is not what we paid. It's just talking about what we had for promotions at 95.5 and then 54. So that wasn't what was paid. I don't know what was paid.
I'm thinking that's what,
Thought it was 5,000 even.
5,000 even? Okay.
that's what I thought.
I think so, but I'm not positive.
And
And it was wide open, so we didn't know how many people want to do it. We didn't know how many pages we'd have. And if you want to print less, it depends how many you want to print, because I know that we used to do job printing. Steve Tice is going to give a different quote per booklet if it's 5,000 or 10,000, because once you have the presses going, the additional pages are minimal compared to the initial setup.
so I would probably have to look to you guys for a recommendation on a number of booklets to print. Is 5,000 too many?
I don't think
Are we-
5,000 is too many, but 10,000, we were fighting to get rid of them.
One book per year, or are we hoping 5,000 is going to last us for 2 years?
I would think it would last 2 years.
What really screwed things up is you had COVID somewhere in here. So you'd think Coverbridge Festival would be a big deal,
Right.
but the
But it's
dates
not
and the
in there.
weeks were off on that.
It's still gonna be in September now, so, but whatever weekend, September rather than put the date in.
Well, you probably could at
It's the
this point, if you
second
only did
weekend in
1 year, if you
September.
did more for more than 1 year. Yeah,
No, I think it's a great thing. I gave a lot of money to it. I think Kim's in the neighborhood too, so.
Do we know what's in our budget this year? Sorry, I missed last meeting.
It's the third week.
We can see it.
Well, yeah, exactly, I don't know that we raised the promotional budget. So it should still be the same as that 5,400 that was talked about in the email that comes in each year. Check, I don't know if we raised that, I don't think we did. So it should be an additional 5,400 that we didn't spend on that last year.
And then also, what's your timeline? So if we wanted these to be ready by April,
it depends how much. I think Steve Tice took close to a month, or we allowed a month for Steve.
Okay.
So then we got to get on it. We got to sell them. You want to look at it. I would say you want a decision to go ahead 3 months before.
I was gonna say, we'll have to make the decision by next meeting, but we'll have to know what the cost is in order to make that decision.
Well, is it cost? Are we just picking, are we gonna get
Costs are
contribute?
so variable.
So are we just gonna contribute like 5,000, that's all our cost? Is that the idea?
Well, it depends on, I'd like to know what the printing costs, have they gone
Sure.
up significantly? Has the paper cost gone up? We want you to make have some money,
So
Pete.
Steve
So
Tice-
I'm saying you need to tell us what we need to give you to do that.
Quantity.
5,000.
All right. Same way. Okay.
Is there a
Unless-
big price difference if we do a lower quality paper in the middle? I mean, it'd just be, I mean, if it,
Yeah, maybe you do a yearly one.
Right.
The only thing I,
Maybe you could do a yearly one and have the actual dates of some of these things in there.
the only thing I worry about going cheaper in the middle is
If I'm advertising it, I
Yeah.
want that quality of paper.
quality of paper. I mean, you're putting,
We have a lot of.
See, if it's a huge difference, we might want to
That'd be
talk
great,
about it. If it's not,
That would be great.
But the
Yeah, I think
advertiser
David took
absorbs
pretty much
some
all
of that.
these from
CETA gave us a bunch of photos.
Maybe that's what we have to look at it as.
well,
But
that would be us then subsidizing more money because they can't, I mean, a full page is, if we're going to do it every year, that's quite a bit of money.
So I will say this, there's 44 pages and I counted 24 and a half pages of ads. And I remember at the time thinking, and however you want to take it, I remember thinking I'll come out on this if I sell 22, which was half. So I mean, I came out ahead by, in my mind, what I needed, 2.5 pages. But on the flip side that you don't know is David didn't charge me and he spent endless hours on this thing. And so I'll get you the printing costs.
so, and, okay, I know you keep referring back to that, so you have to explain that to us though, because if
Which part?
Dave spent endless hours on this, or Dave used all this info and he didn't get a thank you, so like,
No, I didn't say he didn't get thank you. I'm just saying he put in a lot of time that
time that the
we
EDA paid
weren't
for as part of
expecting.
that
So Ryan had
215 per
said, we're going to
page.
give you stuff to put in there. And in the end, we were scrambling. It was like, well, and David said, well, what do you have? I don't have anything yet. And I called Ryan and nothing would really happen. And finally, we just said, well, we've got this sold. We got to get something done and get it out. So I
So
guess
maybe we have to look at 36 pages
what I'm
or,
saying is I came out on this pretty good, but a lot of it was helped by David doing a boatload of work. So I mean, it's almost impossible for me to give you, but we could still.
like the
a lot of
formatting
same
work or the information work? I think that's where I'm
information
confused.
work.
Okay,
Yeah, the stuff that's in here. And
because I have definitely formatted quite a few community ed brochures, so I know what kind of work goes into that, but like,
well, we did the
we were thinking
formatting.
that was part of that page cost when we
Sure.
gave you the
I
5,000.
know
That's
that.
where the miscommunication was, because we all
Right.
thought that was part of it. So if it's,
To get the coming up with like shades of Sherwood and what goes in.
yeah, like all the content that the city pages were, I think that was that was what our impression was.
So there, yeah, maybe some
And that's
miscommunication
fine.
there.
And I hope I'm not here to.
But that's where, in that
So-
quote, like, that's what we want to know, like, how much, so it's $215 for an advertiser to to fill a page.
Right.
So is that same cost for us? So like, if the EDA wanted to purchase 12 pages of information, is it still $215 for us, or does that number change depending on what information
Good
you need
idea.
to find?
That I can help you with.
So just,
You said that in a way where it helped quick for me.
right,
So you're purchasing pages.
correct.
Got it.
With that general information about the city of
Okay.
Zamrota.
Then we have to come up with the information.
But we're hoping a lot of it can be reused from
A
year
lot
to
of it
year.
could be reused, and then you said you have new photos, so we can put
Yeah.
new photos.
Regional destination tour, the seat of people took some ton of photos of some
Okay.
up to date.
But we should challenge ourselves to come up with some new information, right?
Yep. And I mean, the history side of it just doesn't change.
I should have
Yeah,
looked
there's
before
some
I
covered
came.
bridge stuff.
Every day. Something happened the last 3 years.
So, yeah, but that's,
Okay.
if you'd include something like
That's
that,
what I'll
so
do.
that,
You can just send it to me.
Okay,
Send it to
I'll do
does
that.
that sound?
With the idea of you guys paying $215 per page
Or what does it have to be?
Right.
or whatever.
I just said 215 because that's what it was for
Well,
a
last
full
time, but
page
we
for a
don't know
business ad.
what the printing costs and what, it might have gone up quite substantially.
And that.
So we don't want, you know what I mean?
I understand.
Want you to make money on it and not just keep it at the same price. Yeah.
And I know you want the high quality paper, but knowledge is power. So I'll ask Steve about a lower quality paper. I may shoot for, I think people take the same or less or more. Should I get quotes for 40, 44, and 48?
Our business, the page count, they have to go by
Oh,
increments
right.
of 4.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
40, 44, and 48 pages and get a quote from them. I wish I'd come here yesterday. I saw him today.
There might be more businesses than there were
There might
2
be.
years ago. Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Kurt, I'll get back to you.
Thanks, Pete.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Item is continue membership in the Economic Development Association of Minnesota.
I got a bill in the mail for $320 to continue membership. I'm new to this position, but EDAM is really helpful with webinars, interesting grant writing, and things like that. It's just very beneficial. I believe Zimro has been a member for many years. So
I'll make a motion to approve the EDAM membership.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. And then the downtown music system update. Ladies?
Well, for probably the one person that doesn't know.
Hello.
I'm Chris Ferguson and I own the Phenomenal Woman in downtown Zambrota. And this is-
I'm Sue Ziegler, Remax Resort.
Why don't you
Science
come up-
Living,
why don't you
work,
come up
play in
here?
Zambrota.
Anyway, we came up with this great, well, we didn't, the Ziva group came up with this great idea to put music downtown. And a year and a half, or almost 2 years ago now, we started this program and quickly discovered that we were pretty ill-informed about the cost of such a thing. And through help from the Zambrota Community Trust and the EDA, you guys, we were able to afford the system that we wanted. And with the help of the city, they installed it for us and it's up and running and we're getting pretty positive feedback from most people. So we're here to publicly thank you all for getting us some help with that. So
A lot of help.
yeah.
It was wonderful to hear music. Walking
Christmas
through
time was
downtown.
really neat. Although I have heard many complaints from people who live downtown that you start it too early.
Oh, really?
8 a.m.
8 is too early?
That's the first one we've heard.
Okay.
To sleep in and I can't
Okay.
because it's way too loud. So I'm like, well, maybe they could push it back to
Maybe we could, yeah.
9:30 or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
We're learning and adjusting
Yeah.
as it goes too.
That's the only, every other thing I've heard was it's awesome.
What's the hours now?
8 to 6 right now.
8 to 6.
Who controls it all?
It's remote.
Loud for them.
When we met yesterday, we have, 2 or 3 other people with us now?
Yeah, we
that will
formed
have
a
access.
committee, the
Yeah.
Ziva group did, to choose the music and make the decisions, time and so, but it's remotely controlled and the unit itself, the computer itself is housed at the phone company.
Mhm.
And it's got a remote access to it. So we don't necessarily have to go to the phone company. However, we've learned that if the computer decides to do an update, then that shuts everything down. So we're learning, and
Is that Monday through Saturday,
We did.
Sunday too?
so
Yeah, that's why people don't, they're like, I want to sleep in and I can't because it's blasting me at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I think, oh, well, for some people, but for
yeah,
people who don't have kids, I
It's
guess
not
they're up
allowed.
at later.
Our in-laws stayed at Rox's Verbo, and they had made that comment too, that
it was
they didn't want to be woken up at 8 o'clock in the morning.
okay.
You had some nice music, but it was a one-time thing for them.
9, I'm thinking, yeah. The very first day that the speakers went up, I was kind of doing a drive around town just to see if I could hear. And there was a guy walking down the street and he was playing piano, air piano to the music. It was the best thing. It was like, oh, that makes my heart happy. So
Is it louder on one side of the street versus the other?
Well, right now, because of the
Not-
side, your side doesn't have it.
Yeah, not mechanically, but the side of the street where Phenomenal Woman is, that those posts are without power.
Oh, okay.
So
They're all on
Mike
one
ended
side.
up putting one of the extra, that speaker went over
On the other side.
So I don't know if that makes it louder on the east side or louder on the west side because the speakers face
Whatever.
out. So, but anyway, it was a long time coming with a lot of hurdles, but
Yeah.
it's happened and we wanted to thank you. So
Thank you.
I know Tina's not here, so
I'll tell her
yeah,
things. Yeah.
tell her because I know that you guys were instrumental in helping us with that. So
Yes, very much.
Well,
so.
it's a neat idea and glad we have it.
Yeah. It'll
It
get bigger
competes
and
with my
better.
outside speaker though.
What's
It's
that?
super funny because I have speakers outside in the patio and you can hear, so it's both. People are like standing out there. I can see them going, what is that? Where is that coming from? Oh,
Out there?
Oh, yeah. Whenever
All the
they play the
time?
jukebox that goes outside. Yeah. So that we turn it down. But it's funny because I see somebody else going, what's going on?
I think they drank more than they should. No. Yeah,
Funny,
well,
but
thank
it's
you.
good. Thank you. Thanks so
right.
much.
No reports, correct?
Not this time.
Are you threatening him?
I know. Sorry. I'll change my tone. I get yelled at all the time. No reports this month.
Looks pretty
Do we have a
scared over
motion
there.
to adjourn?
So moved.
I second that.
Meeting adjourned. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Oh.
Meeting is adjourned.